Hey, I'm about to post something pretty controversial, so if you don't want to watch that, then turn this off. Okay. So let's talk about the Boston explosion. It's a loaded topic, and I know for some people it's going to be sensitive because some people I'm sure are from Boston or have families that ran in that marathon, and my heart goes out to you if you were genuinely affected by this. If your family members or friends were wounded, my prayers go out to you. What I would like to talk about, though, however, is the first thing I saw about the Boston Marathon explosion. The first thing I checked out on Google was that they were Boston explosion searching for Saudi man. So I read into that, and so far they have no idea who did it. They talked to the Pakistani government about this, and they denied any such role in it. Whereas other people, other terrorists from the Middle East gloat in their victory over their successful terrorist attack. If they're denying it, I want to believe them. And you might be like, oh, why would you believe them? They're evil Middle Eastern people, blah, blah, blah. Because I honestly cannot trust my government, which really, it's a scary thing. I mean, I really, in my nice, happy, glittery world of unicorns and rainbows, I would love to be able to believe in my government and believe that they're telling me the truth all the time. But honestly, my life has been tarnished by the government's lies, and I don't know if I can believe it. I also, as you might have seen if you follow me a while ago, I don't think that Sandy Hook was a real thing. I think it was all staged, and with all the inconsistencies of people that were participating in it, and the lack of information, I don't think it was real. Plus, they did that right before this whole gun control problem happened. We're talking about massacre in school because of guns. And then we got this. We got this gun issue, which is another topic for another time. And now we've got, for some reason, maybe our interest in the Middle East has lessened because of how much control they've been putting on, or concentration they've been putting on the gun control. So in order to unite and solidify our trust in our government and our trust in our armed forces, which I might want to add, there were so many policemen there, so many policemen and EMS people already. There were a ton of them, which is great because if it was, I'll get back to that. It was great, and it makes you want to believe that they will be there for you, and they have a great government system, and we should put our faith in the armed forces, in the police department especially, and in the government, that we should just always know that they're going to be there for us, and they just want everything for the betterment of humanity. That is the idealized image that they're portraying. Now, I'm not exactly sure if it was staged or not. As in, I don't know if it was a routine thing like Sandy Hook was or not. There are a lot more pictures available to us now than there was for the Sandy Hook. There were blurred out children's faces and people screaming on the street, but other than that, there were no pictures whatsoever. And they couldn't figure out, again, who the suspect was for quite some time. They started pointing fingers at people and assuming things. And honestly, it was wrong. They definitely shouldn't have done that. So I have a few ideas. I think that because someone did point this out, and I think you should definitely look for it, if you can find it on Tumblr, that someone put out a Facebook page for thoughts go out to Boston Marathon explosion victims. and this was put out 2 days before the actual explosion, and then it was taken down. But someone on Tumblr got a screen capture of that before it was taken down, luckily. And it's the same exact thing that happened at the Sandy Hook problem. Someone put up a Facebook page beforehand, people were like, what are you talking about? And then boom, that happens. So I feel like there was some kind of controlled environment beforehand, like people were planning. Take, for example, the emergency responders. This would be a perfect example of a tragedy that they would need to use their training on. I do question some of the pictures, though. I was looking at them closely, and a lot of the people that were supposed to be victims, instead of writhing in pain because some of their limbs were dismembered, were smiling, or other people in the picture were smiling, like it was like some kind of camera, like some kind of photo shoot. And I don't know about that. What about that guy who lost both of his legs? He's just like, I'm sorry, but if I broke my legs and I wasn't on any medicine, I would be screaming bloody murder everywhere, crying a big mess. I mean, maybe he's a trooper, but I don't know. I feel like some of this, I feel like it might be staged. B, I think that it was not a terrorist attack. I do think that the government did this, and I know that sounds really bad to a lot of people that really love the government, and I know it's kind of bad because I almost kind of want to work for the government, maybe, but not that branch of the government. However, I feel like this is gonna get sketchy. I feel like the government did this, and even if some people's lives were lost, at least they unified the nation to trust in the goodness of people, which I will always, always, always believe in, trusting in the goodness of people, because I do feel like there are at least a small group of people that genuinely care about other people. But they unify the trust in each other, the strength in your emergency responders and your police department, and that just leaps around to what I mentioned the other time. And even if the little 8-year-old boy did die and his mom reportedly has brain surgery and his sister lost her limb and we don't know what happened to the dad, I don't know. Would the government do that? Would they put something on like that? I mean, you lost 4 people, 3 people died. You lost 3 people in the whole big slew of things. Do they care? It's debatable. So, I guess that's what I think. It's open to opinions. It's always open to opinions. No one ever really knows the truth, do we? Skepticism. My goal is always to be curious, and I think you really gotta be curious to not live a brainwashed life. So, that's just what I think. So feel free to post your opinions on this. Again, my condolences, sincere condolences to anybody that was hurt or injured in this event, emotionally or physically. My prayers will go out to you. I just hope that we had a concrete answer to why this happened. And I wish the people that did it would come up, even if it is our own government system. I don't think that's ever going to happen before pigs fly, but it's time people start maturing and understanding what's really important. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.